All right, this is a reading for the Cancer Collective. So anyone with Cancer Moon, Cancer Sun, Cancer Rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars, even if you don't have any personal planets in Cancer, you could have a Cancer stellium or houses in Cancer. Everybody has a little bit of Cancer somewhere in their chart. So this is specifically geared towards those who feel called to receive this message. All right. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Right away, the Queen of Cups came out. So when a Queen of Cups comes out in a reading, it means you're in a space where your heart is open. There's also an image of a woman with a mermaid tail sitting on top of a crystal holding a cup. So she's looking out to the future. Out of her cup, there are green rays shining, which is the heart chakra. So it means your heart is open. You're in a place where you're ready to receive. Quartz is amplifying any intentions that you have. That could also be a message that quartz crystals could be relevant or important for you at this time, working with them. Okay, the next two cards that came out are the Ten of Wands in reverse and the Magician in reverse. So while your heart is open and you're in a place to receive, I do see the Magician reversed, which looks like it could be somebody trying to take your energy from you. The way the cards are laid out right now, they're laid out in a triangle. So we have the Ten of Wands. When it's upright, that would typically be a woman with swords on her back. However, from my perspective right now, she's looking up towards this Queen of Cups character who's looking down at the Magician. The Magician has the crystals in her hand. So this could be either a shadow aspect of yourself, kind of like maybe in the external world, you are ready to receive, but perhaps you are being reminded in this reading that your intentions are more powerful than anything. Your intentions are super important. The Magician is about manifesting the reality of your choosing. When the Magician is in reverse, it means that you could be blocked from your powers, or something could be in your energy field, which is kind of blocking you from being able to set a clear intention. It's also a quarter moon today, so typically the quarter moons present some kind of challenge in our energy field. So while the sun is in one sign, the moon is in another sign. And these cards are really highly charged today. There's a lot that are coming out. So we have Ace of Wands in reverse that just came out, just flew out with all these others. Ace of Wands, when it is in reverse, it's similar to the Magician energy. Hold on, my dog came in. All right, so when the Ace of Wands in reverse comes out, it means that there's a creative idea, the new beginnings of something, but it's in reverse. So I feel like something could be draining you down. Let's see. Okay, the Emperor is right in the middle, right underneath the Queen of Cups. The Emperor in tarot is an authority figure. He could also be Aries energy. And in this picture, he looks pretty domineering. Even though in tarot, the archetype of the Emperor is pretty positive, and it means that you're in a place where logic, structure, stability is important to you, and you could be being asked to draw upon your own emperor, your internal emperor for strength right now. Or this could be a masculine in your life. This is red, so this figure would be somebody who's very physically oriented. So it means that he's very connected to the physical world. In this reading, he looks like he's in his power, but the card that I laid out right underneath that is Eight of Swords. So I'm sensing that there's an Emperor in this Queen of Cups, which I believe now is representing Cancer, specifically divine feminine, but Cancer is more of a feminine sign, so this could even be for masculines. And there's some kind of emperor figure in their life. So this could be male, female, like non-binary. There's gender roles, doesn't matter. It's an energetic thing, because Cancer's water and earth signs are receptive energy. They're feminine energies, and air and fire signs are masculine energies. So the feminine energy, the Queen of Cups, has an open heart. The Emperor's here to kind of structure things for her. But right underneath the Emperor, we have this Eight of Swords. It's the woman who looks similar to the Queen of Cups, and she's blindfolded, surrounded by 8 swords. So that means she feels trapped. However, if she took the blindfolds off, and she would realize, A, that her hands are not securely tied, so she could slip out of those hand restraints at any time, and she could also walk right through the swords. Now, when she walks through the swords, she can step into this Princess of Wands energy, which is like the Page of Wands, Page of Fire. It's like the start of a new idea. And also in this pose, she's very confident in the way that she's standing. She has a staff, like her wand, which has a light bulb at the end, which means that there's communication about a career, some kind of message, but she's really in her power right now. And wands is fire energy. This is career. This is creativity. And at the very next card I pulled right after that is the moon. And what I'm noticing in these cards is that there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 cards out of 8 cards. Half of the cards have 2 pyramids. So it looks like that you're being asked to choose between 2 paths. One of those, in the Emperor card, there's 2 pyramids right behind him. So it could be that the choice or the path that you're being asked to choose between has to do with this Emperor, or it could have to do with your, kind of you balancing out your own internal energies, your own divine masculine and divine feminine. Because the Emperor is the part of us that is structured, that is logical, that is practical, that approaches things in a step-by-step manner. While the Queen of Cups is somebody who's more fluid. She's a feminine energy. She allows things to come to her. She's open to receiving new things. She is guided by her intuition, while the Emperor is guided by what's real and what's practical. So you could be in a place where you're feeling like, you could even be in a place where you're trying to create roots for yourself, and you're feeling like this, you're trying to create roots from yourself for yourself is becoming a burden, and it's making you feel blocked from your power because you're a very intuitive person. You are guided by the moon. You are guided by your intuition. And it appears in this reading that you're being asked, the Emperor's at the center of the reading. So the Emperor's about stability. It's about, it's ruled by the planet Saturn, which is the matrix, which is the real world, the physical world. There's a lot of red in this card. Granted, there's purple in this card too, but there's a lot of red, and red is the physical world. So are you being asked, you're being almost like you're being torn between your burdens and responsibility and feeling like you have the weight of the world on your back, just because of this new idea that you had, this new career, the new career idea or the new creative project idea or the new fire of something, could be making you feel burdened. And then on the right side, the other side of the Emperor, we have the Magician in reverse, which is somebody you have the power in your hands, but you're blocked in some way. So you could be waiting on communication for somebody about your career to unblock you. But the moon is also significant here. It's the same image of the Queen of Cups on the quartz crystal mountain, but she's looking ahead at the moon, and there's still 2 paths. So let's see if we can get some clarity about these paths. And I'm being guided to use the Oracle deck right now. There's typically some softer themes in here, but what are these 2 paths and what are these 2 things that you're choosing between? Now these are, the other cards are flying out. These don't seem to want to come out. So I'm going to put those down, and let's try to draw from the regular tarot deck, the Wise Dog Tarot. What is Cancer being asked to choose between? Oh, okay. Wow, this card fell directly sideways. Okay, 7 of Cups. You have a lot of options. That's, I feel like, what you're being burdened by right now, is maybe there's too many choices. In this picture, there's the heart in one cup. There's a bone in well, first of all, heart could be like your love in relationships, what sets your heart on fire. The bone could be, what's nourishing you. Also, the bare bones of something, like getting down to the root and the foundation of something. There's kind of like this halo Greek thing. I forget what it's called, and I think it looks like a Greek kind of headband with some twigs and branches. I'm sure that has a symbolic meaning. I'm not sure off the top of my head what it means, but that could have to do with nature. It could also have to do with family, especially if anybody has Greek ancestry. There's also a farm right in the middle. At the top of all this, there's a wolf, which could be an energy that's guiding you right now. The wolf symbolism, wolves mean that you're independent, but you're also a social creature. So that's a interesting energy. Wolves are pack animals, but they're also fiercely independent. So there's definitely, I don't know, it's like almost like having to tap into your intuition, knowing inside, like, when is the time to take off on your own? When's the time to be, take what you've learned on your own and take that out to the collective and join your pack. You could also be, I got really, really crazy chills right now. So it's like you could be asked, and you're in the process of finding your tribe right now. Like, your tribe is very important. And then on the left corner, we have a fire burning, what sets your heart on fire. Also, this could be like an energy of like things around you burning down, or it could be even a message of like upcoming fire. Like, the time is now, like, stop waiting, and make a decision, jump. And then there's a squirrel. Squirrels represent community as well, and they're fun. And it's also about saving what you have and like preparing for the harvest. But the squirrel in this picture, well, his hands are up. I don't think he's holding an acorn, so I don't know what his harvest is like in this picture. But typically, squirrels gather their acorns, and they eat their acorns, and they, save them away for a rainy day. All right, so let's see if there's any more that we want to talk about. Oh, another one just flew out. The world in reverse. Okay, so I'm looking at this upside down. When the world is reversed, when that shows up in a reading, the world is about closing out cycles. It's about letting something go. It's about releasing. And I do have a lunar calendar I just made. I'm not looking at it right now, but I remember in the next couple days, like, since we are approaching a new moon, we're going to be asked to release something. So you could be in the process of, like, with the Seven of Cups energy, asking yourself, what are you trying to release? Because currently, at the center of the reading, we have the Emperor, which again could be your own masculine energy. And then all these cards that are surrounding it are kind of what's in your energy field right now. And on one hand, it seems like you're just really overburdened by responsibilities. It seems like there was a new idea that you had for something, or like a new career, or new something, new creative project, but it was causing a lot more burdens than really you need right now. And this Eight of Swords energy is saying that you feel trapped, but you're not. So you just need to take off your blindfolds and kind of come into center. And I keep hearing, like, remember who you are too, because this Page of Wands is like, this eight, she's right next to the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is like, I'm blindfolded and I have these binds around my hands, but it's loosely tied. So I can literally grab up on my blindfolds, pull them off my head, slip out of these hand restraints, and walk right through the swords. But since I'm blindfolded, this is all an illusion of me feeling trapped. But right next to this is this Page of Wands, and her arms, her chest are open, which means she's open-hearted, she's confident, she's holding a staff of light. So she's here to, like, spread her light. And that's going to come through trusting your intuition, and don't force a decision until you know when it's right. But I feel like the moon, the light of the moon, spending time under the moon, also in this image, it's a crescent moon, which is, it's getting close to that new moon. So my gut feeling is that by the time of the new moon, you're going to be on to something new and ready. So the world, back to this world in reverse, it's this, in this deck, it's a picture of a French bulldog, and right on top of the French bulldog's head is a infinity symbol, which is also the number 8, which is also the year that we're in. So right now, this is a year of the collective reaping their rewards, reaping what they have sown. Because last year, 2023, was a number 7 year in numerology. 7 years was a really difficult year for a lot of us. It was a very strong year, kind kind of like for a lot of spiritual warfare going on behind the scenes. You could have felt depleted and attacked spiritually. You could have gone through periods of having nightmares. You could have been sick and drained. You could have had people out to get you. You could have had to block a lot of people from your lives and cut them off and block them and separate yourself from them. And you could still be in the process of untangling from some of this dirty energy, because we're approaching the new moon, and the moon is always helping us. The moon is here to help us move through the cycle and release what needs to be released. So the bulldog has an 8 on top of his head. He's protected by ferns and by nature. So it could be a message that nature is healing at this time. It's also a message that you could be, the spirit could be protecting you from some energy right now. It could be protecting you from an Aquarius energy. It could be protecting you from Taurus energy, Leo, or Scorpio, or Cancer. I think this is a lobster. I can't really tell if that's a lobster or a scorpion in this picture, but it's red, which red is the base or the root chakra. So it's sexuality. This could be like a very sexual kind of like vengeful energy in your energy field. There could be a lion. Lions, when they're not in their power, they're like very proud and can be egotistical and want the center of attention in kind of like a negative way. Taurus energy can be extremely stubborn and not yield to anyone and overly focused on material aspects. And then Aquarius, when Aquarian's not in its power, Aquarian can be like very detached emotionally. So you could have people like that in your environment that you're being protected from. Those could be the people that you've kind of like let go in this life. They could have also been spiritual teachers. So while they were teaching you negative, it was difficult lessons that you were learning through those people, they could still be your spirit family that was there to teach you the lessons that your souls agreed upon before entering this lifetime, that you would be here to teach each other lessons. But either way, you're protected by this. It looks like holly. I don't know. There's like a green twigs and branches with like red dots. So I don't know if that's holly or what that is. Poison berries, but either way, you're protected. And then you have infinity. So these could also be people that you have soul's ties with, or people that you're dishing karma to, and you're at the center of it all. So you could, those people could be in your energy field and playing out some kind of karma. This could also all be in one person. So if you know somebody with Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio in their chart, it could be like that could be all from one person, or this could be multiple energies. This could be, your spirit guides surrounding you even. But yeah, typically the world is about ending cycles, and I feel like it's in reverse right now because you're going through the thick of it, the hard part of it, and pretty soon you're going to be able to release all of it. But I feel like it's important for you to spend time in reflection and meditation and really think over long and hard what path that you want to go down, but maybe not overthink it, because you can, it's more about resting and recharging your energy so you don't have to overthink it, so you can hear your intuitive voice instead of the mental bodies. So let's see, I just pulled 3 more came out. All right, so we have 6 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles in reverse, 9 of Swords. So 6 of Wands is a positive energy. 6 of Wands is about you being in the public eye, being on a pedestal, and you've got people watching you. There's 3 people watching you. So you could have, 3 people that you're working closely with. You could have 3 family members. 3 is a significant number in some way. There could be 3 main energies in your life of people that you're close to. But either way, you're in this energy where you're being placed on a pedestal, and this is a good omen for your career. Right underneath that, maybe what's going on below the surface is that there's another infinity symbol, and this time it's about your finances. So this could be about balancing your daily affairs, and right underneath that we have 9 of Swords, which is the energy of self-sabotage, and there's also a black cat and a white cat and a moon in this card. So this is and it's a dog that's like in bed and he's got, 9 swords above his head, and then these 2 cats, a black and a white one, and the moon. So that, to me, that's very symbolic of like you're in this process of balancing out your shadow self and your light self. And this is like what a lot of us are doing and have been doing. And in order to be able to fight darkness, we have to meet darkness. We have to know what we're fighting up against. So it could have been that you were introduced or, you had a lot of darker energies in your energy field, but this is because it's preparing you to be a spiritual warrior. And a big reason for that is because the collective energies that are coming in this next year and also in the next handful of years, I want to say around 2027 maybe is when they're peaking, but we're going to have a ton of Aries energy. And if you're around the age of 35, 36, or if you know of your North Node, this is a North Node in Aries, or I think North Node in Taurus is also either just had their nodal return or kind of like I think we've been switching between Taurus and Aries. So a whole collective group of souls is stepping into their North Node purpose right now. Even 18 or 19, that's another time when you're having the nodal returns. I think it's every 18 and a half or something about every 18 years or year and a half, something along those lines. Or no, I think I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's every 18 years you're having your nodal return. It's in the same sign that it was, and then it will hang around in the same sign about a year and a half. So I know it's like 18s. So you could be experiencing your nodal return, which is a very significant point in your life. It means like you're really being called to step into your purpose right now. And especially for the North Node and Aries generation, you are being a spiritual warrior. Aries is about taking the lead. Aries is about guiding the way. And if you're part of the, I think right either before or after, I think maybe the generation born right after North Node and Aries, it's going to be Pisces. So I think we've been switching between Taurus, Aries. I'm not sure when Pisces is going to come, but you could also be going through some challenges to prepare you for like the North Node and Pisces group, which is about, if your North Node is in Pisces, that's about spirituality, the unconscious, while Aries is here to lead and to teach and kind of like lead us in battle. Pisces is here to allow us and help us to dissolve old systems that no longer serve us, to dissolve old emotional baggage that no longer serves us, to close out cycles, and to rely on spirit. So that being said, since we're on the subject of North Node, if you resonated with the North Node and Aries stuff, it would mean that your South Node is in Libra. So you're being asked to give up people pleasing. The South Node tendencies in Libra are to always put other people before you, to agree because you'd rather agree with somebody than create conflict. Codependency and relationships that are kind of like holding you back, while Aries is asking you to step into your independence, to be assertive, to take the lead. Now, if it was Taurus Scorpio axis, if you have a South Node in Scorpio, that's about your joint resources with somebody else. It's about intimacy. It's about themes of sex and death and transformation. And the Taurus is asking you to pay attention to your resources. What resources are you generating with your own hands? And Taurus has strong staying power. So if you've got North Node in Taurus, then you're here to kind of collect resources. So whether or not you share those with others is up to you, but it's about, you are, I guess, blessed with gathering those resources. And then the Pisces Virgo axis is your South Node in Virgo is like your South Node tendencies are to be too over analytical. And as you grow, you're supposed to lean into your North Node. So it can feel awkward, those growing pains and that transition between the Virgo energy, which is very militant and very, very militant about overanalyzing or like paying very strong and close attention to detail, where the Pisces is like, let go, be fluid. If you feel the urge, jump. Don't know, it doesn't matter where you land, as long as you have the feeling and that intuitive guidance, like that's what the Pisces energy is about. So I'm going to close out the reading by just trying again to draw the oracle cards. Oh wow, a lot. A lot just came out. Okay. Let's see what we have here. All right, and the final cards, the Oracle, we actually just had a bunch come out. Enlightenment is blocked right now. It's right next to the Magician, who was also blocked. So I just feel like you need to be reminded of your power. You need to take your power back right now. And I feel like the whole reason you're losing your power is because there's some kind of imbalance in your life. You could be focusing way too much about finances and not enough on your spirit, your spiritual health, or, what is like setting your heart on fire. So yes, when we're too focused on the material world and we're not tapped into our power and we don't know what our intentions are, then we're not, we're kind of cut off from that enlightenment, or the enlightenment from spirit or our intuition. But right next to it is the leadership card and solitude. So I feel like right now the biggest thing is like you're being asked or forced or something. The universe, maybe not forced, but the universe could be guiding you to step in some kind of leadership position. But right next to that is solitude. So you may actually really benefit from a period of solitude. Either that, you may benefit from it, or you could be feeling alone. But I'm feeling more like you need to elevate or separate to elevate. And I like when I first started this reading, the way that the cards were laid out with this Queen of Cups who's on a mountain. She's bright and vibrant. Her heart is open. Her light is shining. And there was this magician energy like below her, almost like trying to take her energy and her power from her. And then on the left of that, it was creating some kind of like, I got crazy chills. So this is like confirmation from spirit. I feel like there's definitely somebody trying to take your power from you. I don't know who this is. It feels like a witchy character. Somebody trying to take your power from you. And then there's 10 of Wands, which is creating a burden for you in the physical realm. Like your spirit self is like this bright, beautiful, shiny light. Like you could be an indigo spirit. You could, there's a lot of green energy and indigo in that card. So that's like, you should look up indigo children if you're not familiar with that term, because that could also be a message that you are in indigo. You're being activated at this time, and there's people in the energy field, the collective, or your personal energy field that are trying to siphon that power, because it's like new levels, new devils, especially if you're in this place of like having some kind of platform, you're trying to close out an old cycle. The more elevated you are and the more people could see your light, the more people are going to want a piece of you, because there's a lot of people out here who don't want to do the work. They don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. To you, that comes naturally. That may come very naturally, but not to everybody else. So it could be like somebody's trying to take a shortcut by like siphoning your energy or making you believe that you don't have power in a situation, which is the biggest lie, because you do. So you are a natural born leader. Once you can kind of like recognize that you're in an ego trap right now. This could also be you self-sabotaging, but this could also be a lesson, because it's like the white cat and the black cat, they're friends. The white wolf and the bad wolf are friends. There's nothing wrong with your shadow self. You need your shadow self to be a well-rounded person. If you're a spiritual warrior, I got crazy chills again. If you're here to teach others and to like guide, other people into the new earth or this new way of living, to help crumble the old systems, because this is happening on a collective level with the age of Aquarius. Like it or not, that's the astrology energies that are coming in the next couple of years. So collectively, we're going to see a lot of old systems and structures collapse. So, people may try to fight it, but you can't. There's just some things that are out of our control. So it's like, that's why sometimes we just have to make the best of where we are and the energies. And that's why surrender is so important, because there's no use in fighting something when you don't have control over it. So a lot of things that are happening collectively, we don't have control over. We have control over how we react, what we look at, what we ignore, and what our contribution in that kind of climate is going to be. To be a well-rounded individual, you have to be able to balance your light and your dark side. Otherwise, you aren't enlightened. So I feel like it's important for you. You could be going through the situation where a lot of people are showing you their shadow self, and it could actually be a reflection of your own shadow and asking you to do shadow work so you can, transmute the energy. Like you see a shadow in somebody else. So instead of like condemning them or hurting them or blocking them, ask like, what can I learn from them? What are they teaching me about myself? the last 3 cards that came were illumination, blessings, and then protection in reverse. So illumination is right next to the moon. So there's the moon, it was giving you 2 paths and 2 options, and it's right next to illumination. So it's like, I feel like being in the moon or leaning into your intuition, it's going to illuminate something for you. Because this card, there's also another moon in this illumination card, and it's by trees. I'm picking up like northeastern part of the country, like Maine or like coastal area, Oregon, Seattle, where it's kind of like foggy and there's like the evergreen trees and kind of like a foggy body of water. So that could be healing for you. The moon also looks like she's like on this mountain, but there's water, and then there's these other 2 mountains she's looking ahead at. So water could be really healing for you at this time, especially since you're a Cancer. If you have the opportunity to travel, that could be like important, and that could also bring blessings, because this bird is right after the illumination card. It's a yellow bird. That could be significant. There's a lot of pretty flowers on this card, and then there's a waterfall and like just beautiful green vibrant nature. So again, another message, like get out in nature, heal yourself with water. And the final card is protection. So even if you feel like you're not protected right now, or like things are hard, like you are 100% protected in what you do. And trees could be protective. And honestly, I'm also kind of like getting a message about like just like being around trees, like being around the energy of trees and in a community of trees or on some kind of land, like literally could be some kind of protection. It's protecting, like there's lightning striking the trees, but it's like all these leaves are protecting the roots of it. But it's blocked in some way. So I don't know if like you haven't been able to get out in nature or you just don't feel protected. Let's see if I can draw one more clarifying card one more time. Why did the protection come out in reverse? Oh. All right, a bunch just came out. The 2 top ones I'm looking at are the Lovers in reverse. Let's see. Gemini energy. 5 of Swords in reverse, which is conflict. Judgment in reverse. Again, like this is about 2 paths. 4 of Wands and 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So protection, you don't really feel protected. You could be like, it could be that a partnership doesn't feel very protective to you at this time. Or there could have been conflict in some kind of partnership, or there's some kind of conflict in regards to people having competing goals. It could be one person against 4 people, maybe not 4 people specifically, but it could be like you against like a lot of people. Like you feel like you're not protected. You feel like a lot of people are against you. And then again, 4 showed up in this 4 of Wands and 7 of Pentacles. And judgment is a big one. They're all in reverse, which means like you're not really, you're kind of blocked in this area. You need to make a decision. I feel like you're being asked to release something or to choose a path. Like you have to draw a line in the sand. 4 represents happy home life, but right next to that is a 7 of Pentacles in reverse, which means that you could be worried that all the work you've put into something is just going to mean nothing. So this could be like, you don't want to water the flowers anymore where you've been going, or like you've been watering flowers in a place just to realize like, oh shit, like I guess that this has served its time. I guess this is no longer supporting me. It may have been beneficial at one time in my life, but it's no longer beneficial. Lovers in reverse, it's like a reverse, an upside down heart. There's 2 flamingos. Flamingo spirit animal could be a message, like standing out from a crowd. It could be your time to stand out from a crowd and have some fun. That could also help you out of the situation, like having fun, because it lightens up the vibration. So you're able to like make a decision from a place of happiness and kind of like a more lighthearted energy than versus this heavy energy that you could be feeling. Because a lot of cards in here are like, there's the dog in bed. Like it looks like he's absolutely exhausted and restless from thinking about it. And the 10 of Wands is like a lot of burden. So I just feel like you're really tired and really feeling overburdened right now. And this 4 of Wands, even though it's a house and it represents like some kind of milestone in career or family or relationships, it still looks like a cage the way it's presented on this card. So yes, you know, and that could also be like one of the things that you're here to break and to change is like, what are relationships going to be like in the new age? What does the new model of relationships look like? Because there's a lot of people in the collective who are not, you know, the old model of relationships, this whole like get married and promise everything to one person forever and ever, like is like, let's be real, we're in order to make a relationship last a lifetime, like we have to make a lot of compromises. But Age of Aquarius is about like everybody being their own God, everybody being their own independent energy, everybody contributing something to the collective, working together. So we're no longer giving our energy away to one person or one party or one political organization or one group or one employer. Age of Aquarius is about freedom. It's about truth. It's about justice. So you could be fighting for this, and you may look, things may be different now, and it may be hard for you because you may have different feelings or different like different beliefs than most people in the collective. And you could have a lot of people kind of like fighting you with their words or disagreeing with what you're doing, and a lot of conflict in your life. But it's like you're standing strong in your truth and justice. And it could be that you're so tired because you're allowing these other people to get in your head. You're allowing them to infiltrate your energy field. So it's so important, especially as a Cancer, being the most empathic sign of all the zodiac signs. You're connected to the moon. You're straight from the source of emotion. You, more than any sign, have that immediate access to your intuition. So important to keep your energy field safe and to really learn how to trust on your own, you know, trust your own gut feelings and not let anybody talk you out of something that you in your heart feel is right. So it could be time to like let something go. Judgment is here. So my feeling is like during, you know, we're in this little window right now. We've got 7 days until the new moon, which is going to be a new portal as in like we're setting new intentions. Something new will be presented to us in the next 7 days. What are you going to release in order to make space for that new thing? And I think that feels like a good place to end the reading. So please, like, subscribe, share. If this was helpful, share it with your friends and anybody else that has strong Cancer energy in their chart who might benefit from this reading. And also, I'd love to see you on my Patreon page where I do readings once a week on the important moon cycle dates. So a new moon, full moon, and the quarter moons. So yes, please follow me on my page, and I'd love to continue to read for you.